Oh, also, I was reading up on the Civilopedia because, you know, that's what I do in my spare time. And apparently, the African Union that I'm playing as is not the same African Union in real life, but rather a successor union. Kyagungan sounds fine. And we can also trade to Krabost, which I would like to do. Although actually, once we're done doing this, I think I should send my explorer over to Freeland so I can get a trade route to there. Yeah. Never take jokes too seriously, people. Because if you treat everything that anyone says like the complete truth...
The 4-billion-year-old world's worth of resources, shared among a handful of people. We're gonna make a fortune here.
If you take literally everything everybody says, you're not gonna live a very happy life. Okay, next research. The next quickest is Panopticon. That is a wonder. I think I'd like to get a wonder. Okay. Our expedition team salvaged the wreckage of a crashed satellite of some kind. It was relatively intact after falling from orbit, resulting in many useful scrap materials that give your city of Megan a boost of 80 production. But more importantly, it has updated our quest, Cultural Burden. We have located the signal's origin. A probe belonging to the ARC crashed in a swamp of xenomass. The ARC never reached it to our new planet, and their status remains a mystery. Recovering the probe may provide answers to their ultimate fate. However, doing so will likely contaminate the xenomass, making the rare material unfit for use. Leaving the probe undisturbed would protect the potentially valuable resource. So we have a choice which won't give us anything right away, but will give us stuff later on. We can either leave the probe behind in a puddle of xenomass, or we could recover the probe, allowing the xenomass to become contaminated and unusable. This will provide us with harmony, and this one can provide us with either purity or supremacy, not both. Both comes with a decision later on in the quest. I know because I've done this quest before, and oddly enough, every time I've seen it, it was always the ARC, the American Reclamation Corporation, that the probe belonged to, because in each of those events, they had never appeared in the game, and I'm wondering, is it always ARC? Like, even if the ARC does land on a planet, will that mean it will still be the ARC the probe came from? I mean, I imagine... What I'm imagining is they just randomly choose a sponsor which never made it to the planet, and the reason I think ARC always comes up first is probably because, and this is just my guess, it's probably in alphabetical order, or some other arbitrary order. Alphabetical seems likely because it starts with A. Whatever. So now's the time we really need to decide what affinity we want to go for. Now, since we've already got some in supremacy and purity, it would seem reasonable that we go down one of those. Unfortunately, purity's not going to be too accessible because we have little floatstone around us. We've got plenty of Fraxite and Xenomass. Whoa! That's a big deposit of Xenomass. Usually it's in 3s. There's some Fraxite over here. We could place a city like here. No, what would be the point of that? There's ice. Maybe if we place it here? Let's see, would that... It would be able to get this chitin, silica, 2 Fraxite, 7 titanium. This seems like a good place for, at least for just resources. Of course, if we move it over here, we'd be able to get the Wrestling instead of the silica. So, one of these two spots we can decide later for another city. And of course I usually like them coastal, but yeah. So I'm thinking I'm going to make this executive decision now. We're gonna go supremacy, recover the probe. Laboratory, recycler. I'm thinking we go production for now. Okay, so let's see. Now, our next step is to drain the Xenomass Lake at the crash site. Now, the crash site is still here. We could construct an expedition, but it will fail the quest. Instead, what we need to do is drain Xenomass. And we get a quest decision, where we get to decide between saving the records or recovering technology. Now, basically what's going on, and you can read it here, our expedition has managed to save the probe, though at the cost of the Xenomass. An examination of the probe shows it contains both a cultural log and a technical log of the ARC's time and space. Unfortunately, the probe has been damaged in such a way that recovering one will likely result in losing the other. So we can choose between finding out what happened to the ARC and just getting their technology. And normally, you guys probably already understand this about me since I write fan fictions. I'm very story-driven, so I kinda want to know what happened to them. However, like I said, I've got this quest in the past, and I've chosen this before, so I already know what happened to them, and I have a quest log in a previous game that shows what actually happened to the ARC. So if you guys want to know, I'll probably put a screenshot of that on the screen right about now. And yeah, basically something along the lines of a unique piece of technology that they were using failed, and they were trapped adrift in space and by now are probably already all dead. So yeah, we're going to recover technology.
The first 5 machines of Earth are the wheel, the lever, the inclined plane, the dynamo, and the screw.
Yeah, that in the background was technology tech. We got... no, not technology, affinity, for gaining new affinity. So the crashed probe has been recovered, and with it the fate of ARC. analysis of the craft reveals a tragic engineering flaw, which would cause it to malfunction over time in the vacuum of space. This would explain why the ARC never reached their new home. However, with a few modifications, the ship's technology could be adapted for this alien atmosphere, increasing the versatility of our construction equipment. So that's interesting. Either way, either choice you make allows you to know what the, either choice you make allows you to know their ultimate fate.
The first 5 machines of Earth are the wheel, the lever, the inclined plane, the dynamo, and the screw.
Okay. So let's head you up. Fuck. That's a lot of it. And we can also upgrade our rangers into gunners, although I'm not sure if we have any rangers. We get to choose a pick, extra when defending, or heal when not embarked. Ideally, our gunners would never be attacked, but that's not going to happen. And again, this one I don't really like because I'm not sure precisely what it means. Which means this is an excellent learning experience. Let's go with it. That seemed like a rash decision, but, you know, I doubt it's going to cause too much trouble for us in the long run. Yeah, so something interesting about that quest, I remember on the, when you choose the purity one to save the records, I believe the specific wording is the unique technology of the ARC, and I remember reading up in the either the Civilopedia or the Civilization Wiki, I can't remember which one, that the ARC had intentionally outfitted their spacecraft to make it especially luxurious because, you know, it was for the rich people. The only way for us to move is into this alien nest. Which I'll do because we get stuff from it, and these aliens don't spawn near our homes as much. So I'm wondering if that means it is actually ARC that always go about, because, you know, it has been explained in the lore of this game that the ARC did use legitimate unique technology during their trip to this planet. But, you know, just because they use unique technology does not mean that they were the only ones to use unique technology, and in fact you would probably expect all of them to use unique technology. So, I don't know, that probably in hindsight means absolutely nothing. Let's just continue. Ah, this would explain why there really are so many aliens around here. Another alien nest only 3 tiles distance between the two. You know, have you ever wondered why we call them aliens? I mean, they're the indigenous creatures on this planet. We've come here from a different planet. We, the humans, are the aliens here. We can get a new virtue. I think, because we've already got our first might synergy bonus, I'm thinking maybe we go down another branch. And I like extra science. But what's this? Extra production towards buildings? That's also good. Let's see. Now here's one I really like. Once you start snowballing and get tons of money, this kind of drastically increases that. It's a really nice thing. I like it. So what precisely do we want to go for here? I think we're going to try to beeline for that. Excellent. But anyways, I feel like I've been playing for a little while, so crap, cut. I feel like I've been playing for a while, so I think it's about time to sign off. I am Lord Revonworc, this has been great, and I will see you all later.